While the field the team is playing on is clearly less than ideal, with the width not being regulation size, head coach Becky Carlson said this is just another chapter in the team's story. The Bobcats had 5 power play opportunities throughout the game, but were unable to capitalize on any of them. Hello everyone, and welcome to this Sports Pause special. I'm Victoria Rutigliano, joined over the phone by John Buccigross. The field hockey team then hosted Lafayette at home in New Haven. A national championship, a 10-game winning streak dating back to 2015, and an offense that's outscored its opponents by more than 140 points this season. The Quinnipiac women's rugby team is clearly a powerhouse on campus. But what's the one thing it's missing? A home field of its own.
I think the biggest difficulty is not having a regulation field. So even during practice, we're grateful for what we're given, but at the same time it is hard to take day-by-day practice into a game situation when we're not given a field big enough for us to practice on.
The rugby team currently practices on the former soccer practice field, a field that's 10 yards too short on either side. While this size difference could affect some teams, junior Alona Marr said it's an adjustment they've just had to get used to.
Even in games, sometimes we've had problems of not getting the ball out wide enough because, in practice all we're doing is getting it out to that certain amount, which is the size of our field. So it's taking a lot of adjustment, from going from practice to the games and knowing that, oh wow, we have so much more room now.
While the field the team is playing on is clearly less than ideal, with the width not being regulation size, head coach Becky Carlson said this is just another chapter in the team's story.
We always have some type of adversity that's attached to our story. And right now, the points aren't the adversity, the other teams aren't that adversity. Right now, this is part of our story. So I think it makes our team more compelling. I think it makes it more interesting, and I think that the fact that we do have a level of adversity each year is something that our team has become accustomed to. So it's kind of like a movie. It's a well-scripted movie where we can just kind of roll with it and keep pushing through and put points on the board, and people are saying, wow, they didn't even have a home field. And that's kind of what I've said to the team. Look at this as part of your story.
This story has been going on for 6 years. So what's it like trying to get future players to come to this school when there's no home field to show the prospective students?
It's a difficult sell, it really is. And success is a big thing, but we all know that when you come to a facility or you come to a college and you take a visit, you want to see what the facilities look like. We're going right now on our reputation, our unity within the team, and the belief in our staff and our players.
Next season, the team hopes to have a field of its own on the former soccer field, so QU fans can come watch the team play. This is Victoria Rutigliano, Q30 Sports. Well, you guys said it. It was a historic night for the Houston Astros last night, winning their first World Series in the franchise's 56 seasons, defeating the LA Dodgers in Game 7, 5-1. After scoring all 5 runs in the first 2 innings, the Astros pulled themselves into a hefty lead they would never come down from. George Springer recorded 2 runs in the game, including a 2-run homer in the second, to help his team bring home the trophy. On Monday, the Patriots traded quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for a 2018 second-round pick. The shocking news gave Patriot safety Devin McCourty mixed feelings.
Bittersweet. I think that explains it, perfectly. Probably from the offensive side of the ball, nobody's helped us more defensively, than him. But in the same hand, to see him get an opportunity to go out there and play, especially for me, an older guy, to see, his growth from when he came in here as a rookie until now, I think it's very exciting.
While Garoppolo's move to the Niners could help the struggling 0-8 team, San Francisco head coach Kyle Shanahan said there's no promise he will start this year. And the New Jersey Devils are off to their best start in the team's history after blanking the Vancouver Canucks yesterday 2-0. With the win, the Devils improved to 9-2-0, including 5 straight road wins. Forward Brian Boyle made his first start for the Devils after being diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia at training camp earlier this year, and goalie Corey Schneider came away with his first shutout of the season. And the Boston Celtics are also on a roll after defeating the Sacramento Kings last night 113-86. This is the team's 6th straight win dating back to October 20th and improves their record to 6-2 to start the season. Kyrie Irving and Jaylen Brown each scored 22 points to help hand the Kings their 6th consecutive loss. Those are the sports headlines for the week. Daquan, Alexa, are you guys Boston sports fans?
Boston University dished out Quinnipiac's first loss of the season on Saturday night. The Terriers were able to put up 4 goals against the Bobcats, making it the first time Gardick has allowed 4 goals since early November.
When you put as much into it as we did, you feel a little bit extra, happiness and a little extra joy because you earned it and you sacrificed, and that's what we did tonight.
Quinnipiac started out with the lead, with junior Sam Annis scoring a patient backhanded goal 6 minutes into the game. Annis said while he was unhappy with the loss, he knew an imperfection in the team's record was inevitable.
Realistically, we weren't going to go undefeated, so I think it's not good that we lost, but I think it was necessary, and I'd rather, I don't want to say rather lose, but it's good to lose to a good team as opposed to maybe coming back and losing to a weaker team.
BU took control in the first and second period, with players Matt Lane, Robbie Belarzion, and later Bobo Carpenter each netting a goal for the Terriers.
You know, it's huge. Not only beating them and giving them their first loss, but just ending the first semester on this note. I guess just the fact that they were undefeated gave us a little extra motivation coming into the game. But as a team, we know what we're capable of, and this game was huge for us going into the break.
The Bobcats had 5 power play opportunities throughout the game, but were unable to capitalize on any of them. Head coach Grim Pecknold said that this was not for lack of opportunity.
Yeah, I thought we took too long to move pucks. It was just slow and sluggish, and we had 15 shots on net on the power play. So, if we do a better job screening the goalie, maybe one leaks in or what have you. So it's all how you want to look at it.
Pecknold said while Gartic's game wasn't as strong, his whole team on the defensive end didn't show up as well as past games.
We, even indicative of how we played tonight, we have 3 breakaways, maybe 4 breakaways. We're giving up breakaways all over the place. Gartsy's bailing us out. I think we iced the puck like 15 times. I don't think we've done that in 2 or 3 months, so there's a lot of panic in our game. And again, you got to give BU credit. They created that panic.
The Bobcats have 2 weeks until their next game. They'll take to the ice again on December 29th against Princeton at Hobie Baker Rink. This is Victoria Rutigliano, Q30 Sports.